Hello there, I've got a quick tutorial for you this time. It's going to be on how to create a transparent background for your images. So it's going to be a quick and easy way to do it, and of course we're going to be doing it the free way as well, so win-win. If you're a lucky owner of Photoshop, then I suggest you go check my other videos out if you want to do it in Photoshop. However, in this tutorial we're going to be doing it in PaintNet. So the first thing we're going to need is we need to download PaintNet and install it. So I'm just going to go over a quick way you can get it and let you install it. So it should be pretty easy, just a few clicks. And then we'll jump into the program and show you how to do it. To get our photo editing software, we need to go to getpaint.net. And then you need to click over here where it says paint.net, and this is currently version 4.0.13. As I said, it's completely free, so don't worry about it. Just click that and you should have a file downloading, and the file will be showing up in here in this folder. If you go to your downloads here, and it will be showing up in here, and once it's downloaded you just click that and install it. So if you open up your paint.net here, the first thing we're going to need is an image. So I got an image here of a calculator. I'm just going to grab that and hover over the icon down here, and then you see the plus sign and we can get it in here. I'm just going to click open to that. Alright, so we got a calculator in here. What we now need to do is we want to remove this background, and then we want to have another image behind it. So I want some sky behind it, and the best way or the quickest way to do this would be to use the magic wand. So you will see the tools up here. The menu might already be expanded, so it might look something like this. If not, then just click the button up here. The one we're interested in is the magic wand. The magic wand has two different settings we can use for how we are going to select or make a selection. So you would do that up in your flood mode up here, and it will either be continuous or it would be global. And if we do the continuous one, it's going to select all the color next to where we clicked, so all the tones that are similar to the one we clicked. So if I click the white, it's going to pick up all the white next to it, and then it's going to stop once we hit the gray here. If I use the global one here, I will get all the white here, here, here if I click that. Now, in order for us to select precisely what we want, we have the tolerance here, and that will basically give us control over whether our selection is going to be selecting some of the gray tones as well. So let me demonstrate here. If I put this back in continuous, and then I click here, the blue here is our selection, and you notice it goes over here, and it's actually selecting something of some part of the calculator as well. We're not interested in selecting the calculator here. We want just the white background here to be removed. So if I go up to my tolerance, I can reduce it, and thus you can see the selection moves out. So now everything I have here is what I've selected. Depending on your picture what you're working with, you will have to fiddle a little around with that to get the most precise selection that you want. So with that selected now, I can now hit the delete key like that, and if you notice, the background turns into these small squares, and that means that it's transparent now. So the way things work here in PaintNet and in Photoshop as well is that things work on layers. So if I was to place something underneath this layer, you can imagine a paper underneath it, this transparent part would now be where the underneath layer would be showing up. So I could place my sky behind it, and we'll have it showing up behind it. So we're gonna go select a sky image now. So I got it down here on the desktop, and I'm just gonna hover over the icon down here again, and then if you drop it here, it will ask to open it or create a new layer. I want to create a new layer here, and we now have that on top of the other one. So you can imagine it a paper being on top of the other paper. So in order for the other paper to show up, we'll want to drop it underneath it like that. So you just hold the key down and drag it down. The magic wand is a great tool for doing something quickly. However, if you don't have a picture with two distinct colors next to each other, like in this case we have a transition here between the black and the white, which is a shadow, thus a selection wouldn't be that neat with a magic wand. So in order to create something a bit more smoothly, what you can do is you can go up here, because what we did before was essentially just erasing a part of the picture. We can do the same thing with the eraser and being a bit more selective, or do it more smoothly if we wanted to. So what we can do is up here we can choose the brush size if you selected your eraser tool on there, and then we got the hardness up here, and that would determine how smoothly it's gonna be done, this erasing. We can make it very firm, so we just do it neatly up against it, or we can sort of create a smooth transition over it. So what we're gonna do here is we just hold the control key down and scroll inwards. You can do that with down here as well. And then we can start erasing here. You noticed, just hold the key down. We can erase those bits out as we wanted to. And you will notice that it's done very, very smoothly. Now I'll just speed it a bit up here just to show the example. So I've done this side of it here and just done it with the eraser just to show you how you can kind of just do the fine bits with the eraser. And of course the shortcut for the eraser will be E. So if you click E, like here, you should get the eraser like that. Alright, so the next thing here is now we want to save the picture, and the correct thing to do would, in this case, since we got a background, would just be saving as a JPEG. And the reason why you want to save it as a JPEG is because of the colors amount in it. So we've got a lot of different tones of colors in it. You would be able to reduce the size of the files by using a JPEG for this. If you're going to use a PNG for it, however, you would have a much larger file. There is cases where the PNG comes in handy, and that is if I was going to click down here and click that off. What we have here now is a transparent background on a calculator, and if I save that on PNG, it's going to save the alpha channel in it, and we're going to be able to use it on the, for example, on a website, and we would have whatever is on the background on that website shown up behind the calculator. And in order to save it, you go up to File up here, and then you can click Save As, and then down here you can then choose PNG as I mentioned, or you could choose JPEG. You can also use a GIF for it, but I recommend you either using these two depending on how much color you have in your picture. So if you've got a lot of different color tones and you don't need to have the transparency in your picture, then save it as a JPEG. Otherwise, if you want to maintain the transparency of your picture, use PNG and just click there, and then you can hit the save button there. And that is how we remove the background of images. Hopefully you got something out of this video, and I will see you in the next one. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.